everyone. Welcome to our 50th episode of the Community Focus Update. I'm local broadcaster Michael Woodruff, and each week we bring you the news from around Ottawa County. And 50th episode, we tried to plan it to where it was coincided with our year anniversary, but unfortunately, just by the way the cycle went, we came up short. So yeah, I'll admit I wasn't that great in math class in high school, but sometimes that's how that works. So anyway, we have a really great episode planned for you. Later on in the program, we are going to recap some of our favorite stories in a montage. So if you missed past episodes of the Community Focus Update, that's okay, because you're going to get to see some of those highlights that we have. Also here in the program, we're going to also be giving you more update on the Kelly Shelton saga. I guess that's the word. I don't like seeing that word, but it seems like it keeps going on and on. So we're going to be talking about that later on in the program. Also, we're going to be telling you about what's going on in other communities. But before we get into our program, let's talk about our sponsors. Owned and operated by Kenny and Diane Wyford, K-Dog Online Auction features brand new liquidated items at the fraction of store prices. If you have a Facebook profile, you can be a member of our group and bid. Auctions begin each Friday night at 6 and end on Saturday night at 6. To get a deal on someone else's extravagant decision and change of mind, visit facebook.com/groups/KDog Auctions. Elegance Unleashed owner Deb Swank offers a full service salon for you and your family. They offer a wide variety of services from haircuts to pedicures. And due to easing of state and local COVID-19 rules, Elegance Unleashed will be taking one-on-one appointments. Children and the disabled can be accompanied by one adult. As a safety caution, all clients are asked to wear surgical masks, and if you don't have a mask, one will be provided. Deb wants to thank everyone for their past patronage and looks forward to serving returning and new customers. For an appointment, call 918-544-6976. Coming up on April 6th at 6 p.m. will be our live coverage of various elections throughout Ottawa County. During this time, we'll give you the numbers as they are counted. We will also reach out to candidates and invite them on the program. Also, during this program, we will feature memory montages from communities throughout Ottawa County, to include Pitcher. Current sponsors include Unity of Joplin, Elegance Unleashed, Nowhere on 66 Barbecue, Extreme Gaming, Route 66 Truck and Trailer, and the Ottawa County Farmers Market. In addition to video games, Extreme Gaming at 1915 North Main in Miami is now offering movie rentals. Each Tuesday is new release day with over 1,200 titles in stock. There is something for everyone. To learn more, give Extreme Gaming a call at 918-542-7529 on the phone or in person. Be sure to thank them for sponsoring the Community Focus Update. Coming up on April 30th at 6 p.m., it's CASA's Cherish the Child Cruise Night live stream, hosted by yours truly. This Facebook Live will feature the sights and sounds of a community cruise night on Route 66. As Woodruff Media Management raises money for CASA of Northeast Oklahoma, 50% of all advertising revenue will be donated to CASA, and 100% of all individual Eventbrite tickets will be forwarded to CASA as well. For more information, visit our website, woodruffmediamanagement.com/events. Current sponsors include Unity of Joplin, Elegance Unleashed, Nowhere on 66 Barbecue, and Route 66 Truck and Trailer, Extreme Gaming, and the Ottawa County Farmers Market. If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of the Community Focus Update, it's only $10 an episode during the COVID-19 pandemic. And as you know, we're getting close to that pandemic to being over, so you probably want to jump on right now and get that discount. Coming to the Commerce Old Football Field at noon on April 3rd, it's an Easter egg hunt. For more information, call City Hall at 918-675-4373. The Fairland Senior Center is looking for your input. If you'd like for them to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine clinic at the Fairland Senior Center, please call them at 918-676-6525 on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday between 9:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. or visit their Facebook page and make a comment. This information will help the Bearskin Clinic, the agency that is supplying the vaccines, a better number of doses required for an upcoming vaccine clinic. If you live outside the Miami city limits, you probably wondered who would come to your help if you had a fire. Then, after the smoke clears, you're probably wondering how the heck you're going to pay for it. Well, need not fear. There is an inexpensive solution, as Miami Deputy Fire Chief Kyle Highsmith explains.
A fire district subscription is something we use for our rural residents that are not in our local city tax base. They're not paying city utilities. So we do have an area around outside, the city limits. So those people that don't normally pay in on their utilities, we still have to furnish them a service. So with this, the fees, we're able to pick up some costs back, when we go out and do that. And it's kind of an insurance for them, because we do have a charge for trucks to go out, and it's fairly expensive. I mean, you're talking $300-400 per truck per hour. So if they pay this $65 fee, that kind of makes them a member of the department, and when we go out, they're able to use that instead of be charged a fee. And it's actually a savings for them, and probably most of their insurances would take care of it. EMT would be covered under it also, but I mean, if they had to transport somebody, that would be a different story. They would be a bill for that, because they're providing a different service. Mutual aid, if we have to have mutual aid come out, say it's a big fire, that's covered under it also. They're not going to be charged for, say Quapaw Nation helps us, or Fairland, or Commerce, or Welch, or wherever, which way we go. We have a big rural area west of us that we cover. So if Welch comes and helps us, and they are members of our subscription plan, they're not going to get charged any extra for that.
If you live within the Miami Fire Department District but are not a City of Miami utility customer, and you need a fire service subscription, make sure to contact the fire department at 918-541-2291 to purchase your subscription. Quapaw Public School District residents, if your child is going to be 4 or 5 between September 1st, 2021, you need to call 918-674-2236 for an appointment to register your child. The enrollment period is April 5th through April 30th. All students need to be potty trained, and parents will need to have birth certificates, shot records, proof of residence, and CDIB if applicable. Last summer, the Miami Regional Library applied for a $15,000 digital access grant. As part of this grant, $550 was used to purchase 11 cell phone signal-enabled Wi-Fi hotspots. Callie Kortner of the Miami Regional Library explains how library patrons can use this new service.
They allow patrons to come in and check them out and get internet access to any Wi-Fi enabled device. They just connect it to the hotspot. It runs off of Sprint and T-Mobile's mobile plan. So as long as there's service for those two companies, you can use that hotspot and give your tablet or your computer internet access. It's unlimited, so it's just like a cell phone, unlimited cell phone service. So for 7 days, you'll have unlimited access to it. Once your 7 days are up, you can bring it back in and say, hey, I'd like to check it out for 7 more days, as long as there's not a wait list going. If you want to know more about the program, it's all on our website, and it's also on our Facebook page as well, with the links to our full hotspot use policy. We also will be rolling out laptops that you can check out in-house, which means you can grab a laptop and come sit somewhere in the library instead of having to sit at a desktop computer. Depending on how that goes over, we may roll that out to checking them out outside of the library, but for right now they're just in-house checkouts.
While this new service costs the library $150 a month, the $15,000 digital access grant will pay for it. If patrons lose the hotspot or any other component, they will be charged accordingly. Have a news tip? Why not let us know by visiting our website, woodruffmediamanagement.com/news, and fill out the form. Coming up after the break, former Fairland trustee Kelly A. Shelton appears in Miami Municipal Court, and we'll have more details on that appearance. Until then, here are some events coming up in the area.
Throughout time, wayshowers like Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad have told us to see no stranger. Everyone is a fellow traveler on a journey of body, mind, and spirit. At Unity of Joplin, coexisting is more than a bumper sticker. It is the cornerstone of our belief. If you are a lone traveler on a spiritual journey, we'd like to invite you to our website, unityofjoplin.org, to learn more.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, of course, you know we have been following the case of Kelly A. Shelton from Fairland. On February 4th, that was a Friday, Miami police was dispatched to Integris Hospital in response to a possible shoplifter at the gift shop. After a brief discussion with hospital personnel, Fairland Town Parks Commissioner Kelly A. Shelton was given a citation for theft of a $50 flannel shirt and released on her own recognizance with a summons for municipal court on Tuesday, February 23rd. On that day, an entry of appearance was filed by Ms. Shelton's lawyer, Winston H. Connor, the second of J, with a plea of not guilty. This past Tuesday, March 25th, Ms. Shelton had her day in court. Arriving early, she sat with her family and her lawyer, and upon being called, they went in. And minutes later, Ms. Shelton left the courtroom. Once court duties were completed, Judge Charles Chestnut and City Attorney Ben Loring invited me into the courtroom. While court officials couldn't provide me a document of what was just discussed at press time and opted to not be on camera, they did give me a verbal summary. Ms. Shelton's lawyer has asked for more time in order to gather more information. At this point, a plea bargain is possible, and if a plea agreement isn't agreed upon by Ms. Shelton's attorney, next court date will be May 21st. She will then go to trial. If found guilty, Mrs. Shelton will be fined no more than $500 plus a $60 court fee. And while Judge Chestnut said no to our request for a camera in the courtroom due to distraction concerns, he did affirm the right of having a camera outside the courtroom and promised his continued effort in keeping us informed. While Ms. Shelton was removed from the Fairland Board of Trustees on Tuesday, March 9th for a separate incident of missing 4 consecutive board meetings, state statute allows her to run in future elections to include any seat on the Board of Trustees. Ms. Shelton is on the April 6, 2021 ballot for Board of Trustees. During our special coverage of elections across Ottawa County, starting at 6 p.m. on April 6th, we will see if Fairland residents want Ms. Shelton to return to serving the community in spite of her current legal issues. Again, it needs to be stressed that Mrs. Shelton is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We have reached out to her for comment, and her lawyer has instructed her to not speak on camera until the court hears and determines her case. At that time, we hope to hear Mrs. Shelton's side of the story, and to see more previous coverage of the story, please visit today's transcript at woodruffmediamanagement.com/news for links. Coming up after the break, we will have the highlights of past episodes of the Community Focus Update.
Hello, I'm Wes Studi. By now, you've probably heard how hard COVID-19 is affecting Native American communities. It is serious and requires immediate attention. Housing on reservations is overcrowded and there's a lack of clean water. Our elders are at greater risk. I thank all the healthcare workers who have left their homes to assist on the reservations, but more help is needed. I am asking you to help by donating to Partnership with Native Americans, a nonprofit I trust to get the needed resources to these communities. PWNA is delivering food, water, and other vital supplies every day, but their warehouses are running low. Will you please donate to help us ensure Native Americans are not left behind during this pandemic? But don't, and thank you.
Well, welcome back, everyone. 50 episodes, that is definitely something that you cannot shake a stick at. I guess that's the word, right? It has been fun. And I've said this in the past, it has definitely been a roller coaster ride. There's a lot of stories that are really awesome that we love to cover. And then there's stories where, it's tough to do, especially with the last incident, the story with Kelly A. Shelton from Fairland. Those are the stories that we really. It's tough to report on because you don't like talking about negative things, but unfortunately, as a news agency, we have to do that. So anyway, these highlights are. For the next 12 minutes, you're going to see pretty much a majority of the stories that we covered. And some of them are going to be happy stories, and some of them are going to be stories that are kind of like, whoa, I can't believe they covered that. That's something that we as a news agency are very proud of, the work that we have done. Hopefully we have made a positive impact in the Ottawa County community, and we promise to continue to keep you all informed of what's going on in the community. So anyway, without further ado, here is our recap of past episodes. Well, hello! Welcome to our first edition of the Community Focus Update. I'm Mike Woodruff.
And I'm Shannon Epperson.
We look anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 that it's reduced for a small sheriff's office. That really plays a role on our manpower.
Well, the placard inside here, the lobby here, says the jail is quite young. According to federal guidelines, it's 4 times as old due to wear and tear from the inmates.
We have a half-cent sales tax that goes to the construction, operation, and maintenance of the jail, and that equals up to around $1.2 million.
Consider living here, going to school here, and participating in future events. I would like to see Miami diversify its entertainment.
So my mom and I heard from a friend in Rotary and from my brother, he's in Tulsa, and they've been playing it for a while, and they kept telling us what a great game it was.
Watching her across the room, I said she's not my type.
Really, the Shriners hospitals around the country, kids can go there for free medical care attention. Cleft palates, orthopedic needs, or burn victims is what we raise money for.
I think you would want to have a traffic engineer to come and really give us an idea of what would work.
That year we thought it was really hot stuff.
COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, initially started in China as a pneumonia of unknown cause.
Ticker out there for coronavirus that updates all the time on the number of cases, number of deaths.
I mean, this works with the cold, the flu. Social distancing just creates another step or another barrier to help maintain and prevent the spread of illness.
We're just hoping to minimize contact that people might have with people that might be contagious.
Calling in sick is very detrimental to the manufacturing world especially. And so we know those things happen, the employers know those things happen, and they're going to take a direct hit on this.
We got a breakfast for her tomorrow and a lunch for today. Okay? You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Originally we started buying it, isopropyl alcohol and Everclear to try to make our own hand sanitizer for our patients.
While our resources are limited right now to try to meet some of those needs, we wanted to find a way that we could come together as a community and even as a neighborhood to just meet some of the small needs to get people by.
Every other store was running out of everything, and we still have eggs and cheese and like vegetables and fruits.
These are
fabric mask that can be used by individuals, whether they're in the medical field or not. They're becoming quite popular right now with the supply not being there for some of the hospitals for the medical grade mask, the N95s, I believe is what they're called.
It started just a little Facebook post where I asked my friends, hey, you guys want to go drag just like we used to? We can be like socially isolated in our cars.
That has been unique. It's the first time I've ever filed election papers. I'm a businessman, run my own business, but going through the election process to get on the ballot alone is something that, you know, I think every American should try to do.
Yes, sales have went up. People can't find eggs, and some people are realizing that they can get them from local farmers.
There he is. That might be one right there. It is. Right by the name. Then he broke my line. Oh, he was a whopper.
Well, all of our manufacturers that we do business with are still up and running, and really most of them have an increase in demand.
There's actually been more money, you know, more people playing it than usual. They seem to like the game.
Beef price is taking a big hit, and the dairy price looks like it's gonna. It hasn't showed up yet as far as.
I used to make doll clothing. My mother did not sew, but she knew how to thread a needle and make a few stitches, and she showed me what she knew.
We're in the middle of a pandemic global crisis. However people may feel about that, we're going to have to work together.
It's so important to not stress out during this time. It's important to have that relationship that you're building. You want them to be thinking about this time as that fun memories. You know, it's almost like we've got Christmas, but in a better weather.
It really hasn't hurt us at all. If anything, I'd say we might have had more business than we had before that.
They eat rats, they're constrictors. You can put little hats on them.
This year we kind of have our setup a little bit different where everybody can go around in a horseshoe, and we're offering gloves, hand sanitizer. We're also offering sanitizer for the tables, masks, whatever everybody needs to feel that they're
Always, you can count on me. Set your clock by it. I'm always at the office 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually either reading emails or catching up on paperwork, getting papers signed, getting ready to send out to bring to the meeting that we're going to have at 9 o'clock.
I think that kids have had a rough time. We have worked so hard. That's no good. But we did it.
Well, I was looking for some place that I could volunteer to do something to help out in the community, and this situation arose, and I just kind of stepped into it.
And we started bringing back the drag downtown commerce events monthly ever since April. So this will be our 4th drag, and we decided why not incorporate some kids. So we decided let's do a kids Power Wheels street race.
Well, I loved it. I loved playing here at the Coleman Theater and seeing all the friends I've known and family for decades, and we had a wonderful crowd, really nice full crowd, and we covered all gamuts of music from the 40s to the present, patriotic.
Okay, but did you ever personally go out there? I mean, you surely heard that the Miami Good Neighbor Project was going on in this county.
I
did
heard
you not?
about the Good Neighbor Project.
Did you ever go out there?
No, I did not volunteer. I wouldn't have done it for personal political gains if I had of.
It's not for personal political gains when people are starving in our community,
on
is it?
Facebook every time, every day, every time you went out there, you did it for political gains.
Absolutely
you did it for
not.
The wrong reason.
Absolutely not.
The problem that I've heard and seen, and it's been talked about on social media and that kind of thing, has been those conflicts of interest, mainly nepotism.
We've all seen the YouTubes of the people at Walmart and other stores who have verbally attacked and assaulted and escalated into physical fights over masks in other towns and other states.
What about those weird calibers? Are people buying up those weird calibers as well?
Even some of the weird calibers, people are buying the gun because I can get the ammo. And we're seeing that also.
where trickle-down economics fall apart, is nobody accounts for every penny and is honest about it.
And that's a big sign.
This is the first national thermometer that we all grew up looking at, and anyway, the detail in this thing is just incredible from the photo, and I'm trying to restore all that detail into the drawing. So.
The bricks came from the trolley that used to run right down Route 66, right down here, all the way to Pitcher and beyond, and then it would go over. I think it went over to a few blocks that way too, as well, east.
I just like to get this passed so we can have something on the books over there about what and what cannot happen while people are on duty on social media.
Currently, there is no proof of the Perrys' involvement in the storming of the Capitol building on January 6th. And according to a recent statement by the U.S. Attorney General, Trent Shores, all nonviolent protesters are not viewed as criminals and their actions are constitutionally protected. After a brief discussion with hospital personnel, Fairland Town Parks Commissioner Kelly A. Shelton was given a citation for theft of a $50 flannel shirt and released on her own recognizance with a summons for municipal court on Tuesday, February 23rd.
They're pressing charges. There's a court date set. I've seen, as I said, the video has been made available to all council members so they can see what happened. And I saw the whole, 38-minute video. And
Well, I came and got the video, but I didn't watch it. I didn't think it was right.
Public record, and I needed to see it before I made any decisions.
We hope to recruit some more volunteers to serve these children. We hope to raise some funds. We'd like to give we hear all the time, what can we do for CASA? What can we do for these children? And this is something.
We got the idea from Sandy Williams. She tagged me in a Facebook post where another restaurant across the country had this idea where patrons of the restaurant can purchase meals in advance for those in the community that need it. And I thought it would be a great idea to incorporate here and help out our town a little bit.
We need to get these people sheltered in place before the storm gets here. Because once it gets here, it's going to be really hard for our emergency management people to get around, to get to them. So we want to get this done before it gets here.
While the exact price is yet to be known for gas or electric, some energy providers like Northeast Oklahoma Electric Cooperative gave their customers a heads up. According to a recent press release, NOEC expects bills to be 20 to 30% higher than normal.
Reasons we're so excited and we brought you here today is it's going to be over 200 jobs in the first year with 250 jobs over the next 3 to 5 years. These are great jobs with benefits and incentives.
Mr. Floyd did arrive and waited, and when the call came for his turn, Mr. Floyd entered the courthouse.
I feel it only fair that if we are going to hold my attendance up for discretion, then everyone's attendance needs to be held to the same regard for the past year.
We've been doing under Katie Cakes for about 5 years, and it's just been me and my mom making desserts.
Among the entries, competitors named their recipes using puns, toilet humor, and names we can't show here.
Decided during all this pandemic that he needed to be out here singing, and so he came out bored, not having nothing to do, and he started singing, and then he realized people, really enjoyed it.
A lot of things that are embedded in stories, that, and some of it we're just awakening to, like, oh my gosh, that's where that came from,
Wow, I cannot believe we did that much work. Putting that together and trying to determine which episodes it was is definitely was definitely a task at hand. There was other episodes that we would go through. We wrote a list out, and I put those all together. And then I was like, well, no, I don't like that episode. I think I'll go with this one, and so forth. And so anyway, we hope that we were able to include as many people in that montage as possible. Again, we want to thank the people that gave us the opportunity to interview them, and we also want to thank you, the viewer, for coming along with us on this ride. And we want to again send our appreciation out to you for being part of the program and following us every week. Well, that is it for our program. We want to invite you to like and share this video, as well as become our friend here on Facebook. And until We meet again next time. You have a wonderful day.